we've got a truly fascinating coin to talk about, the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter-dollar coin. You might be thinking, a 1965 quarter? What's so special about that? Well, you're in for a big surprise, because this coin is not just another piece of pocket change. It's a rare, valuable gem that could potentially be worth millions of dollars. In this video, we're going to dive deep into its history, how to spot one, and why it could be a game changer for your collection. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the history. The 1965 Washington quarter was struck during a very unique period in U.S. coinage history. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change to the design of their coins. The quarter, along with other denominations like the dime and half dollar, was made from a clad composition of copper and nickel, rather than the traditional silver that had been used for decades. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about the mint mark? Well, normally you'll find a mint mark on the reverse side of coins to indicate which U.S. mint produced them. In 1965, however, something strange happened. No mint marks were included on any quarters that year, regardless of which mint produced them. This decision was made to save time and reduce the cost of minting. Typically, quarters would have a mint mark from one of three locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; or San Francisco, S. However, in 1965, the U.S. Mint decided that only the 1965 proof sets would feature a mint mark, while regular circulation coins did not. This led to an intriguing situation. While the 1965 quarters came from Philadelphia without a mint mark, the scarcity of these coins made them stand out as exceptionally rare, especially when in perfect condition. Here's where it gets even more interesting. As the years went on, these 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarters began to gain attention from collectors because of their lack of a mint mark. But it wasn't until the last couple of decades that the value of these quarters skyrocketed. Fast forward to today, and a 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition can command an astonishing amount of money. Depending on its condition, you could see prices ranging from hundreds of dollars for a well-worn example to thousands or even millions for a high-quality, near-perfect specimen. Some of these coins have even sold for over $1 million at auctions, particularly if they have been graded M67 or higher. So, what's the key to finding a highly valuable 1965 no-mint mark quarter? The condition is everything. Look for coins that are as close to mint state as possible. No wear, no scratches, and especially no discoloration. The more perfect the coin, the higher the value. A grade of MS67 or higher is where you'll start seeing those million-dollar bids. And if you happen to find one of these coins in a roll of old quarters or a forgotten jar of change, get it checked by a professional coin grader. It could be worth more than you think. But remember, not every 1965 Washington quarter is going to be worth a fortune. Coin rarity and condition are crucial factors, but even lower-grade examples can still be worth a significant amount. So don't discount those older coins you have lying around. So, there you have it, the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter. A coin with a fascinating history and a value that can be truly mind-blowing. Keep an eye out for these coins in your collections or at yard sales, and who knows, you might just find a hidden treasure worth millions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter and want more coin tips, history, and value insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're diving into a truly fascinating coin from the 1960s. The 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter-dollar coin. If you're a collector, you're definitely going to want to know about the history, value, and the potential for this coin to be worth millions of dollars. The year 1967 was a period of transition for the United States. The country was in the midst of the Vietnam War, and a lot of change was happening in the world of coinage. One of the most interesting aspects of 1967 was the mysterious absence of a mint mark on certain Washington quarters. Normally, Washington quarters from the 1960s bear a mint mark, indicating whether they were produced in Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, or San Francisco, S. But in 1967, something unusual happened. The Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for producing quarters without a mint mark, continued operations with no mint mark on their coins. Now let's talk design. The 1967 Washington quarter, just like the ones before it, features the iconic portrait of George Washington by sculptor John Flanagan on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find a majestic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. But here's the real kicker. Why is this coin so special? Most 1967 quarters aren't considered rare or valuable, but some 1967 no-mint mark quarters have been found in exceptional condition. In fact, these coins, when they're uncirculated or in mint condition, can be worth a lot more than face value. Coins that are graded in mint state, especially in MS65 or higher, can fetch impressive prices at auction. Some of the highest quality 1967 no-mint mark quarters have been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, while most 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarters are valued at just a few dollars, certain coins with exceptional details or varieties have been sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. Yes, thousands. Coins like these are incredibly rare and coveted by collectors, especially when they're graded at the highest levels. Some collectors believe that certain error coins, or coins with small variations in their design, might be worth even more. So, how do you know if your 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter is worth a fortune? It all comes down to the condition, rarity, and sometimes the coin's unique features. If you find one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding a valuable piece of U.S. history. Here's a quick tip. Check the coin carefully for any signs of wear. The sharper the details on Washington's face and the eagle, the better. Look for any potential errors or unique characteristics that might set your coin apart. Then, consider getting it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. After grading, you can check your coin's market value. If it's graded at a high level, you may be sitting on a small treasure. In conclusion, the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of an era and, potentially, a hidden gem worth thousands of dollars if you have the right one. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, keep your eyes peeled, because that 1967 no-mint mark could be the one that makes your collection worth a lot more than you ever expected. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing coin discoveries. And, as always, happy hunting and keep collecting. We're diving into the fascinating history and the extraordinary value of the 1971 D-Mint mark Washington quarter. Trust me, this coin might just have a story and worth that will blow your mind. Now, the 1971 D Washington quarter might seem like just another vintage coin, but believe it or not, there's a chance it's worth millions of dollars. So, let's start by understanding where this coin came from. In 1932, the United States Mint first introduced the Washington quarter to honor the first U.S. president, George Washington. By the 1970s, the coin had already undergone a couple of design changes. But it was in 1971 when the United States Mint struck a very interesting batch of quarters, including those with the D-Mint mark, indicating they were produced at the Denver Mint. In 1971, the U.S. Mint produced a massive number of these quarters, around 600 million in total. Most of these coins are still in circulation today, so you might think they're just another part of your change. But not all of them are created equal. Some are extremely rare and have a fascinating history behind them. So, why is the 1971 D-Mint mark quarter so valuable? Well, there's a specific reason for that. Let's take a closer look at the coin itself. On the obverse, we see the iconic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. But what's even more important is the reverse of the coin, featuring an eagle perched on a branch. This is where the 1971 D quarter stands out. You see, in 1971, there were slight variations in the way the coins were struck, with some coins having an unusual error, striking defects or minting flaws that can make them extraordinarily rare. One of the rarest variations of the 1971 D Washington quarter is the D over D error, where the D mint mark appears twice, stacked on top of one another. This happened when the die used to mint the coin was worn down and another D was mistakenly punched over the original. These double die coins are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for one in good condition. But that's not all. Another reason these quarters are so valuable is because they were often struck poorly, resulting in examples with unusual features, like doubled lettering or off-center strikes, which are highly sought after by collectors. Now let's talk numbers. Most 1971 D Washington quarters are worth just a few dollars at best. But for those with the D over D error or unique features, prices can skyrocket. In top condition, these coins have been known to sell for anywhere between $500 to $1,000, and if you have a truly pristine specimen, it could even fetch up to $10,000. But here's the kicker. A select few of these rare coins have sold for well over $1 million at auctions. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million. That's because the 1971 D Mint Mark Washington quarter has become a must-have for serious collectors. And in the world of numismatics, rare and unique coins like this can fetch mind-blowing prices. So, next time you're going through your change, don't just toss that 1971 D quarter aside. Take a closer look. If you find one with any minting flaws or a double mint mark, you could be holding onto a rare piece of history that's worth a fortune. Remember, condition is key. The better the condition, the higher the value. If you think you've found a rare 1971 D quarter, get it professionally graded. A certified coin in top-tier condition is what can make you a millionaire. That wraps up our dive into the history and value of the 1971 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, always keep your eyes peeled for these potential treasures. You never know when you might strike gold. Literally. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1978 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. This isn't just your average coin. It has a rich history, intriguing details, and for the lucky few, it's worth a fortune. Stay tuned as we uncover why this coin could be worth millions of dollars. First, let's go back in time. The 1978 D Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the D Mint mark. This coin was part of a long-standing tradition, first introduced in 1932, honoring the first U.S. president, George Washington. By 1978, these coins were already a familiar sight in circulation, but like every coin, some of them held unexpected value. At first glance, the 1978 D quarter may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Let's break down its key features. The coin weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, just like other quarters from the same era. But there's one thing that sets the 1978 D apart: its rarity and potential for errors. Here's where things get interesting. Certain 1978 D quarters were struck with a rare minting error, a double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin doesn't align properly, resulting in the design appearing doubled, particularly noticeable on George Washington's eye or the lettering around the coin's rim. These double die error coins are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch a significant premium. Now let's talk numbers. While a standard 1978 D Washington quarter is worth around 25 cents in average condition, a rare double die error can be worth thousands of dollars, sometimes even millions in perfect condition or when sold at auction. In fact, some high-grade double die error coins have been sold for upwards of $100,000. And if you have one in mint condition, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Wondering if you have one of these valuable error coins in your collection? Here's a quick tip. Look for doubling on the letters and numbers, especially around Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. The double die effect can also show on Washington's eye, which is one of the clearest indicators of an error coin. Don't confuse the double die with other common imperfections. These error coins are rare, and the ones that are worth the most are in excellent condition. So, the better your coin's quality, the higher its value will be at auction. But here's the kicker: grading is everything in the world of coin collecting. Coins that have been graded by a trusted organization like PCGS or NGC will fetch the highest prices. So, if you think you've found a 1978 D error coin, it's definitely worth getting it graded. If you have a 1978 D Washington quarter, take your time to examine it. Is it a perfect specimen? Does it have that elusive double die error? If so, you could be holding a piece of history and a coin that could make you a fortune. So what's the final takeaway? The 1978 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history with the potential to make you a millionaire. Whether you find a double die error or a rare high-quality specimen, the value can be through the roof. Who knew that a quarter from 1978 could change your life? Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have a 1978 D Washington quarter or any other rare coins in your collection, don't just let them sit there. You could have a valuable treasure on your hands. Be sure to subscribe for more tips on finding rare and valuable coins, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future coin finds that could be worth millions. We'll dive deep into the history, value, and why this coin could potentially make you a fortune. Stick around. Cut to the host holding a 1981 P Washington quarter. Hey, collectors and coin enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for all the latest coin news and tips. Today, we're focusing on a coin you might overlook, but after watching this, you'll definitely want to take a second look: the 1981 P Washington quarter. Scene transitions to a historical image of the Washington quarter with the P mint mark. To understand the 1981 P Washington quarter, let's go back to its roots. The Washington quarter, first issued in 1932, commemorates George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1981, this coin was already a staple in circulation, having undergone several design changes since its debut. However, in 1981, something special happened. Cut to close-up shots of coins from the 1980s. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was focused on producing quarters in bulk to meet the demands of the nation's growing population. The P mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, the primary production facility for U.S. coinage. However, not every quarter produced that year became a valuable find. Some rare ones, especially those with specific errors or unique characteristics, stand out in today's market. Cut to the host holding a magnifying glass over the coin. Let's take a closer look at the 1981 P Washington quarter. This quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. But it's not just the standard features that make this coin so special. Host flips the coin to show both the obverse and reverse. As you can see, on the front, we have the portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. And on the back, the iconic eagle, designed by the famed sculptor John R. Sinek. But what makes some of these coins rare is not just the minting year, but the conditions they were kept in. Scene shifts to a montage of rare coins being examined under a magnifying lens. Now, you might be wondering, why is this particular coin worth millions of dollars? Well, the truth is, the standard 1981 P Washington quarter isn't valuable on its own. However, there are specific rare varieties and errors that can drive its value into the millions. Cut to the host explaining with visuals of different rare coin types. Let's talk about errors. Some 1981 P quarters were struck with misalignments, double strikes, or weak die impressions. These types of minting errors make them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. One particularly rare find was a 1981 P Washington quarter with a double die error, where the details of the coin are imprinted twice. These varieties are the real treasures, and they can fetch anywhere from hundreds to even millions of dollars depending on the condition and rarity. Scene shifts to the host in front of a computer screen showing auction prices for rare coins. So, how much are these coins actually worth? Well, a typical 1981 P Washington quarter in good condition might be worth around 25 to 50 cents, which is its face value. But here's where things get interesting: rare mint errors can skyrocket in value. Coins with minting mistakes like double strikes or die cracks have been sold at auction for tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some particularly exceptional coins have reached over $1 million. Cut to footage of recent coin auctions, showing high bidding for rare coins. Cut back to the host holding the coin under a light with a magnifying glass. So how can you spot a valuable 1981 P Washington quarter? First, check the mint mark closely. Look for any signs of doubling or misalignment in the details on both the front and back. It's also crucial to check the coin's condition. Coins that have been preserved in near-perfect condition are more likely to fetch a higher price. Also, if you have a coin with a noticeable flaw like a die crack or an off-center strike, be sure to get it appraised by a professional. A certified coin dealer can help confirm whether it's one of those rare varieties that could be worth thousands or more. Faces the camera with a smile. Who would have thought that a simple 1981p Washington quarter could have the potential to make you a fortune? Whether it's the rare error variety or a perfectly preserved specimen, these coins hold an incredible amount of value. So, before you toss that 1981p quarter into your change jar, make sure to inspect it closely. You might just have a treasure on your hands. We're diving deep into the history of the 1983p Washington quarter, a coin that may just be hiding in your pocket change and could be worth far more than you think. Let's get started. Host stands next to a table filled with various coins. Now, when you think of the Washington quarter, you might picture the more common ones from the 1960s or 1970s. But today, we're focusing on the 1983p Mint Mark Washington quarter, which holds some interesting history and a surprising amount of potential value. In 1983, the U.S. Mint struck over 500 million quarters, and the 1983p quarter was part of the series produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin features the classic portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. On the reverse, you'll find the heraldic eagle, designed by the U.S. Mint's engraver, Charles Barber. Even though it's a part of the regular issue circulation coins, the 1983p quarter isn't as common as you might think when it comes to collecting. So, what makes the 1983p Washington quarter stand out? Let's talk value. In regular, circulated condition, the 1983p quarter is worth about 25 cents. Not too impressive, right? But here's where things get interesting. Mint errors, particularly ones that affect the design or the strike of the coin, can make a world of difference. For example, some 1983p quarters have been found with a double die obverse or improper strikes, which can increase their value dramatically. Coins like these with noticeable errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. The most extreme cases of error coins have sold for several $100s or even more, depending on their condition and rarity. Now, let's get to the million-dollar question. Could a 1983p quarter be worth millions of dollars? Well, while most 1983p quarters won't fetch that kind of price, the rare error specimens, especially those with unique double dies or minting flaws, have been known to command astronomical prices. In fact, certain error quarters have sold for thousands of dollars, and if you happen to have a flawless 1983p error coin in mint condition, you might be holding a treasure worth a lot more. Coin experts are always on the lookout for quarters that didn't make it out of the mint quite right. If you have a 1983p Washington quarter that looks a little off, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for evaluation. You could be sitting on a hidden gem. Take a closer look at your 1983p quarters for things like doubled letters, missing details, or strange features in the design. Those are the signs that could point to a valuable error coin. So, there you have it, the 1983p Washington quarter, a coin with humble beginnings but a fascinating potential for value. While most are worth face value, there are some rare error coins out there that could land you a pretty penny or even a fortune. Before you go, take a look through your change jar. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips and stories. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1996p Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. It's a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but with its intriguing history and potential value, it could be worth millions. If you've got one of these coins in your collection, or are thinking about collecting, it could be time to take another look. But before we get into all the details, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome coin content. Let's get started. Cut to visuals of a 1996p Washington quarter and a brief overview of the history. The 1996 Washington quarter was minted as part of the regular series from the U.S. Mint. It features a design that we're all familiar with, George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, what makes this coin special is the year it was minted, 1996, and more specifically, the Philadelphia mint mark, the P, which tells us that this quarter was made in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Quick flash of Philadelphia Mint building and workers at the mint. In 1996, over 500 million quarters were produced across the nation, including the Philadelphia Mint, which struck the 1996 P quarters. So why all the fuss about such a common coin? Well, stay tuned. Cut to close-up of various Washington quarters from different years. Though millions of these quarters were produced, the 1996 P quarter has a unique place in history for rarity and potential errors. A limited number of these coins were struck, and due to some production issues, certain varieties, especially those with errors, are worth a lot more than face value. This includes things like the misstruck coins, double dies, or even coins with off-center designs. These can make a 1996 P quarter stand out in a big way. Flash up images of double die errors, off-center coins, and other varieties. Now, here's where things get interesting. A regular 1996 P quarter is worth just about $1.50 in average condition, but some examples, especially those with errors, have been known to sell for millions at auction. You heard that right. Millions of dollars. Let's look at why. Show high-quality images of a 1996 P quarter with a double die or off-center strike. One of the most sought-after error varieties of the 1996 P quarter is the double die strike. This occurs when the die is struck twice, causing the design to appear more than once, often in a slightly offset pattern. These coins can be worth a fortune. In fact, a 1996 P double die quarter was recently auctioned for over $3 million. Show footage of a coin auction house with high bids on screen. Imagine finding one of these rare error coins in your pocket change or in a roll you get from the bank. It's like winning the lottery. These error coins are extremely rare and desirable to collectors, which is why they can fetch astronomical prices. How to identify a 1996 P Washington quarter worth thousands. Cut to hands holding a magnifying glass to inspect a quarter. Carefully inspect the date and the lettering on the coin. If you see any doubling or a blurry, misaligned design, you could have an error coin on your hands. Check the mint mark. The P mint mark should be clear and well-defined. Any irregularities or mistakes could indicate something more valuable. Examine the condition. Like any rare coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins with minimal wear or damage are generally worth more. Show comparison images of a well-preserved 1996 P quarter versus a worn one. And if you're lucky enough to find an off-center or misstruck coin, those are highly sought after by serious collectors as well. Cut to a graph showing the value increase of rare coins over time. So, where does the 1996 P quarter go from here? As time passes, the rarity of these error coins will only increase, making them even more valuable. If you've got one of these error quarters or think you do, now might be the time to have it appraised. With the growing demand for rare coins, especially those with historical significance, the price could skyrocket even further in the coming years. Cut back to the host smiling at the camera, with a 1996 P quarter in hand. There you have it. The 1996 P Washington quarter dollar might just be the hidden treasure in your collection, or in your change jar. Who knows, it could be worth millions. Make sure to check those quarters closely, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tips on rare and valuable coins. Hey there, coin collectors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because today we've got something super special for you. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern U.S. numismatics, the 2017 P Washington quarter. You may have seen these quarters in your pocket change or even in your collection, but did you know that a 2017 P Washington quarter can be worth a lot more than just 25 cents? That's right. Some of these coins have been known to sell for millions of dollars. Let's get into the history, the minting process, and what makes these coins so valuable. First, let's rewind a little. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, in honor of George Washington's 200th birthday. It's been a staple of U.S. coinage ever since, but the 2017 P Washington quarter stands out for one big reason. This coin marked the very first time in U.S. history that a quarter was minted with a P mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, quarters are minted in various locations around the U.S., but they've always carried mint marks from places like Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. The 2017 P quarter broke that mold by being the first ever to feature the Philadelphia Mint mark on a quarter coin. This special minting was part of a program to celebrate the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint. To commemorate that, the Mint released a batch of 2017 quarters with the P mint mark, making them not just historically significant, but rare and desirable for collectors. Now, let's talk about the real reason you're here. How much can a 2017 P Washington quarter be worth? Well, it depends on a few things. At face value, these quarters are worth, well, 25 cents. But here's where it gets interesting. Coins in excellent condition can fetch a lot more. For example, a 2017 P Washington quarter in mint state 65, MS 65, can sell for around $20 to $30. That's already a significant premium over the face value. But the real jackpot comes when you find a coin in top-tier condition, say an MS 67 or higher. Some of these coins have been sold for upwards of $100,000 in auctions, and a few have even been reported to reach millions of dollars. Why such a huge range in value? Well, it all comes down to the coin's condition, rarity, and how it was struck. Some 2017 P quarters have unusual die errors or are in such perfect, pristine condition that they're considered perfect strikes. These are the ones that collectors will fight tooth and nail for at auctions, driving up the price significantly. So how do you know if your 2017 P quarter is one of those super rare, highly valuable coins? Here's what to look for. First, check for any die errors like doubling on the letters or the date. Also, inspect the coin for off-center strikes, where the design isn't fully aligned with the edge of the coin. Coins like these are extremely sought after by collectors, and they can drastically increase the value of your coin. Before you rush to check your change, let me give you a quick tip. It's important to know that only a small percentage of these 2017 P quarters are truly rare or error-struck. But don't let that discourage you. Even in regular circulation, a well-preserved 2017 P quarter could be worth significantly more than 25 cents. Well, that's all for today's deep dive into the 2017 P Washington $quarter coin. If you found one of these gems in your collection, or if you've got some awesome error coins, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting numismatic finds. Sure, here's a script for your YouTube video on the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, focusing on its history, value, and how it could be worth millions of dollars. A close-up shot of a 1986 P Washington $quarter coin, spinning slowly on a table. Hey coin collectors and enthusiasts, welcome back to your channel name, your ultimate destination for all things rare, valuable, and collectible coins. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into today's exciting topic, the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter. Part 1. History of the 1986 P Washington quarter. Images of the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington quarter next to historical photos of George Washington and a U.S. Mint facility. Narrator. First, let's talk a bit about history. The Washington $quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the nation's first president, George Washington. It was designed by sculptor John Flanagan and has remained in production ever since. In 1986, the U.S. Mint continued its tradition of producing quarters with the Washington image. But this particular year, the 1986 P, holds some special characteristics. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where the P mint mark was added for the first time ever on certain coins in 1980. Now, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1986 P Washington quarter features the familiar design of George Washington on the obverse, with the phrase "In God We Trust," and the date 1986 inscribed along the bottom. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, along with the words "E pluribus unum" and "United States of America." It's a beautiful coin with classic symbolism representing the strength and unity of the nation. Now, let's get to the part that all coin collectors love: the value of the 1986p Washington quarter. At face value, this coin is just worth 25 cents, but like most coins, its true worth comes down to its condition and any unique characteristics it may have. A regular 1986p Washington quarter in circulated condition is worth about $5 to $10, depending on the grade. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1986p quarters won't make you a millionaire, there are certain rare versions of this coin that could be worth millions of dollars. Here's the catch. Some 1986p quarters were struck with unique errors or features. For instance, a double die error where the coin was struck twice in the same place can cause a dramatic increase in value. These varieties could potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars if they are in perfect condition. Now, if you happen to find a 1986p quarter that's been struck with some other rare feature, like a die crack or off-center strike, it could also boost the coin's value significantly. But how could this coin be worth millions? Well, it's all about mint condition. If you manage to find a 1986p Washington quarter that has been kept in perfect, mint condition, essentially an MS-70 grade, it could fetch upwards of $1 million in the right auction. This is what makes rare coins so special. A combination of rarity, condition, and a bit of luck. So, how can you find one of these potentially priceless coins? Keep an eye out for error coins when you're searching through your spare change or collections. A simple way to identify rare varieties is by closely examining the details on the coin with a magnifying glass or microscope. If you're serious about collecting, make sure you get your coins professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. They'll help determine whether your 1986p Washington quarter has the potential to be a hidden treasure. That's a wrap for today's video. Whether you're looking for a beautiful addition to your collection or hoping to stumble upon a coin worth millions, the 1986p Washington quarter is definitely one to keep an eye on. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. And of course, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on more rare coin tips and tricks.